All right, don't go anywhere. We have got a show of shows today for you. We're going to show you how the top Miami luxury broker and his 175 agents crush it, and the big decision that they just made that's going to change the trajectory of their company. Don't go away. Real estate agents, are you struggling with the day-to-day grind, dialing for dollars, putting in hours of floor time with little to show for it? Are you looking for tips, tricks, and tactics to accelerate your career as an agent that will have you closing more homes, working with more clients, and earning more money than ever before? Hi, my name's Cliff Freeman, and I've spent the past 2 decades of my real estate career running one of the top brokerages in DFW and personally coaching over 1,000 high-performing real estate professionals across North America. I created this podcast to share the strategies and tactics you need to explode your real estate business. I guarantee it. I do guarantee it, my friends out there. Welcome, everybody, to Cliff's Notes. What episode is this, Travis? We're in the double digits now. Let me welcome. What is it?
It's episode 20.
20. Oh my goodness, man.
We up there.
Is it that many already?
How about that?
We're almost legal at this point.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's almost legit, right? I want to welcome my co-host C3. Welcome here, my friend and business partner, and also Sweet Tea back at the controls today.
Sweet Tea.
Sweet Tea. I like how you threw that one in there.
There you go. How you doing, Travis, man?
I'm great, boss. How about yourself?
Oh man, I'm a lot better than those Houston Astros, let me tell you.
I know that's
hey,
right.
We got a rock star, man, he's actually on his way from Miami to Atlanta. We're going to bring him on here in just a minute, but I want to go ahead. We got a short amount of time to cover a lot of business today. So let me just tell you a little bit about David Kurz. He arrived to the city of Miami with 2 things when he got there: dedication and innovation. He was originally from the Bronx, and as he was an active Marine since 1994, he had just finished his final tour and was ready to embark on a journey he claims in its own way was tougher than war. And that was the journey of entrepreneurship. But Kurtz wasted no time. In the years to follow, he was busy operating one of the most highly respected real estate teams at Douglas Elliman, the 4th largest real estate brokerage in the United States. That's something right there, boy. And it was there that Kurtz realized real estate is more than just a job servicing others. It's about building professional relationships that last a lifetime. All right, and listen, David doesn't believe that just client connections are important, doesn't just believe client connections are important in the industry. He's on a path and on a mission to better the incoming real estate generation of Miami. Kurt's drive, innovative thinking, and belief in collaboration with others led him to start his own real estate brokerage, Kurtz Real Estate Corp., where he is president and a non-competing broker and mentor to young professionals and new entrants of all ages to the industry. All right, so David works with residential and commercial property types across South Florida from the beaches to West Miami, but specializes in luxury real estate. Buyers and sellers and investors have all found success working alongside David and his team. His extensive network of clients and colleagues spans the globe, Sweet Tea. With more than 1,000 homes sold, he stands out as a prominent Florida real estate broker and a trusted source. All right, he's got his own TV show. He's written a couple of books. We're going to get into those in just a minute. And he's also made a huge move very recently that we're excited to talk about here. David, welcome. Where are you, my friend? You look like you're
here.
Are you at a stop there?
So we pulled over, and I have no idea what part of Florida I'm in. I just know it's rural.
Oh, wow.
I'm from Miami, guys, and this is like, there's a abandoned gas station over here. There's another abandoned gas station over here, and my Escalade sitting in between them. So
you better not stay parked there too long. That Escalade might be going back to Miami.
I know. There's a motel over there somewhere. I'm not really sure. But, hey, it's all right, man. I'm glad to be on the show. Thank you very much. I'm cracking up because you guys are on episode 20, but you got nicknames for each other already. Sweet Tea in the back, hooked up the connection. You know,
Hey man, this is we're the pros, man. We're NFL players here on this end. Let me tell you.
I'm loving it, man. Thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Hey man, we are super stoked, super excited to have you, and you know it's an honor, David, because man, you've got a just a really unbelievable history in this relatively. I say relatively. How long have you actually been in real estate now?
Going on 15 years now.
15 years. I guess for most people that's a long. I've been in it 31 years, so I still consider you kind of on the on the younger side. But you've really accomplished so much. And recently you just made a move. I just want to mention that for folks on the call because you took your agents and your firm and you just tell us what happened here in the last couple of weeks.
So about 2 years ago, I was approached and I laughed these guys right out of my office. About 6 months ago, I took it a lot more seriously. And about a week and a half ago, myself and almost 200 of my agents merged into EXP Real Estate or EXP Realty. And man, I couldn't be more excited, to be real honest with you. I mean, I love running a brokerage.
Yeah.
I was saying I love running a brokerage, and with EXP, I get to do all the fun stuff and let go of all the stuff that we don't like being broker owners, right?
I understand that. So what was, boy, I'm sure there were a lot of things you thought about when you were making that decision, but what about your agents? Was it beneficial for your agents to make this move, David?
Honestly, I said this in an interview with the Real Deal magazine, and I said it would have been borderline irresponsible of me not to give them this opportunity. Like this EXP Realty is like that brokerage that comes out every 20 years or so and just changes the industry, changes the game, changes how the business is done. And it was either I launch Miami and make it big and give all my agents this initial opportunity, or we watch somebody else do it and my agents leave and do it anyway, right? So because it's going to happen, it's inevitable. And I feel like I put every single one of my agents in the same exact position and opportunity that I've had for the last few years, and given them the keys to the kingdom and said, hey, you now have an opportunity to build your own network, hire your own agents, coach your own people, do your own thing, and earn money doing it in multiple different ways, and not have to open a brokerage, not have to go figure out the insurances and the brick and mortar and the lawsuits and the this and the that. You don't have to do any of that. You just keep selling real estate, grow a network, and make money doing it. And it's such a fantastic platform that we had, my team and I, when I say my team, I mean my leadership team. My leadership team and I, we sat and we spoke to our agents one-on-one, regardless of their production level. We had one-on-one meetings with all the agents, and we're over 90% of transition, meaning 90% of our agents said, let's do it. The other 10%, there might have been like 0.2% that didn't believe in the system, and we'll get them later, right? And the rest of them just didn't join for whatever personal reasons that they have. We had an agent whose mom was sick. She's just not going to be selling real estate anymore, like, things of that nature. But the majority of our agents said, man, Dave, it was almost like, thank you for seeing this for us and putting us in this position. And that excites me, because when I interview agents to join our company, I sit in front of them and I tell them, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that you're successful in your business. And I feel like I'm keeping my word by giving them this opportunity.
Wow, that's powerful testimony, David.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. And I just got to say that you remind me of almost every other brokerage or large team that's moved over to EXP. And the reason why in every case has been that it's been a better opportunity for your agents. So I know you're a great leader, and I know you've got their best interests at heart, because really at the end of the day, you may own the bus, but they're driving the bus, and they're the ones that are making sure that the bus gets where it needs to be. So that's what it's all about.
It's very simple. We're not a popular brokerage, or we're not a successful brokerage, or we don't have the name that we have in the city that we love because of me. It's not me at all. It's our agents. It's what they're doing out there and how they're presenting themselves and the business that they do. And I'm excited to be able to do this with them.
That's awesome, man. So speaking of brands and names and that sort of thing, EXP has not been in your area. I mean, you're pretty much the pioneer down there in Miami. Did you have any fears about diluting your brand by coming over to EXP? And what are your feelings on that now?
Man, so I don't want to. We are the pioneers by size and attention. We had. Like between the Miami Association is almost 55,000 real estate agents. We're the largest in the entire nation. And there were probably only about 50 EXP agents, all good agents, none of which had the size to make this big of an impact. And we feel like we've made the pioneer impact in Miami. We've woken up a sleeping giant, right? But yes, I was terrified. I'm still even terrified sometimes now. You work so hard on a brand, on a name. It's tattooed on my arm, guys. Like my entire brand, logo and all. And it's scary to take this sort of step. And I'll be real honest with you. If I could be just clear as day with you, for 3 or 4 weeks before we actually launched, I may have slept 2 hours a night. I couldn't sleep. I was praying that I was making the right decision. I was very nervous about our agents. I was nervous about myself. I was nervous about our brand, where we're going to lose our brand. And then we just figured it out. The more we spoke to our agents, the more comfortable we felt, because being able to explain it to them and looking at the light in their eyes just turn on, that was so impactful. So we created Kurz Enterprise. So now we're not Kurz Real Estate anymore. We're Kurz Enterprise at eXp Realty. And our agents are super excited to carry that brand along with them. And we were very clear, guys, you can be who you are at eXp Realty, or you could be who you are, a part of the Kurz network at eXp Realty. We're always family. You're more than welcome to be, to everything that we do. And honestly, it hasn't changed much.
Well, I really appreciate the way you explained that. And David, I got to tell you, you can go back to every year the NAR, the National Association of Realtors, does a survey of buyers and sellers, and they ask the sellers, what was the number one reason why you hired the agent that you hired? It's Exhibit 7-8. I believe last year it was on page 133, C3, I think it was. But you can get a copy of that. And what they found was, from the sellers, obviously, number one, they hired the agent because of the agent's integrity and because they really trusted and believed in the agent. And they listed the other reasons, and you had to get all the way down here toward the bottom of the page, David, before you found the answer that said, I hired that agent because of the franchise they were with, and it was only 4 out of 100. 4 out of 100
Right.
sellers said they hired it because of the balloon on the sign or because the sign was red or what have you. So it really is still all about you. And that's the great thing about EXP is your brand is alive and well.
It's hard to get people in Miami or agents in Miami to understand that. And I'm a victim of it as well, because we live in a luxury city. And so when you live in a luxury city, you almost feel like you need to be with a luxury brand. Hence, the Douglas Ellimans and the One Sotheby's and the Severas and the Compasses and all these guys that really hold a good grasp on the market in Miami. But Miami's just one of those tough towns to break into. But once you've broken into the town and you've made a name for yourself and you're successful and you're honest and true, then people will trust you. And it's just a matter of who you are, right? It's a matter of your presence. Because if the truth really lied in the fact that I had to be with a luxury company, I would have never opened my own real estate company to try to create something new. I would have stayed with a luxury company, and I would have done, big things there. And the fact that I opened up my own brokerage and still remain successful, and like the short bio that you read there said over 1,000 homes, is significantly more than that now. But that's just my team. My brokerage is well over 2,000 homes, and so it's just, considering that we are in Miami, luxury, I call it one of the sister cities, New York, Miami, and Los Angeles, right? Like those are the big luxury cities with the $30 million houses and et cetera, on the water, mountainside, New York City, building heights and et cetera. It doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. And as a matter of fact, to be honest with you, we've already, in the first week of being in business, we've already received calls from agents at Douglas Elliman. We've already pulled agents from them that have moved to EXP. Remax is on the phone with us. KW is on the phone with us. They're all calling us to find out why. And it's very simple. I explain to them what I'm explaining to you right now. And then they say, okay, tell me more about the company. I tell them about the company. They go, Dave, this is genius. And the best part is that these were people, like some of these folks were people that I've been trying to recruit for the last 3 years to come over to Kurz Real Estate. And then I show them what EXP is all about. And they're like, sure, I'll come. I was like, man, that's one slap in the face, dude, But I'm excited. I'm finally excited to be in business with them,
Wow. Well, you know what? It's just, it's such a brilliant platform, David, and I know you've only been here a relatively short period of time, but the longer you're here, the more I think you're going to realize what a great move it was for you and for your agents. And I'll tell you, Miami is about to get taken by storm, and it's probably
they really
time.
are.
Yeah, it's probably time to stir the pot up a little bit down there. Well, that's awesome. I want to welcome you to the family. We're so excited that you're part of our group, David, and just wish the best for you. And again, by the way, if you just tuned in, you got to give David some heart, some love, give him the thumbs up. He's out in the middle of somewhere between northern Florida. He's pulled over here so we could do this show with us. Yep, he's on his way to Atlanta, and we're just so grateful that you're here with us today, David. Thank you again. I want to take this opportunity. You've got such a great reputation, David, there in Miami, and a great business. And I know it wasn't something that you could build overnight. You were honed and groomed as a Marine. You've got discipline, and thank you for your service. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
I want to just sort of unpack a little bit here and pull the curtains back, and there are a lot of people that, including me, people in our audience, who want to know what's inside of David Kurtz, what makes you tick. So if you don't mind, I want to ask you some questions, and if these questions are a little too invasive, let me know. But I want to start out, and I'm going to give you a hard one here. I want to know, David, I want you to tell us what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you in your life. Would you do that for us?
Oof. Oh man, I've got a few. I'm a Gulf War veteran, so I could get into that, and there's a whole lot there. My mom had cancer. I had to take care of her for a couple years. I mean, look, life throws things at you. When I was with my ex-girlfriend, before I got married to my wife now, her daughter got sick with cancer, 16 years old, passed away. I was a big part of that. And so I just feel like there's so many things that I could go through. But in my opinion, it's just life, and you just go through it and you fight your way through it. I mean, it could be worse. Like, I know a lot of Marines out there that are suffering, or Marines, service members, have massive PTSD, and I'm blessed to be able to have the mindset to just fight through anything that comes my way. So, for that question, I mean, I got about a top 10 worst list for you, but none of it is effective.
Okay, awesome. All right, I think C3's got a question.
That's great, David. Hey, David, how's it going?
Good, man.
It's good to have you on the show. Hey, I wanted to know one question that's been burning in the back of my mind. I wanted to know, kind of what other industry leaders do you follow and do you study and model after?
Model after is a tough one. Look, I'm a Gary Vee kind of guy. I love Gary Vee. I love his honesty and the way that he gets out there. Within our industry, I'll be real honest with you, I'm a big Howard Tager fan. If he watches this, he'll be all over it. But I don't know if you know who that is. He's the owner.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And he's got Y Lopo now, and I'll tell you, he is one of the most intelligent people that I could ever sit down and have a conversation with. A couple guys out of Minnesota, Mike and Long, who own a brokerage out there, who I have a lot of respect for. Tristan and Nick from Lab Coat Agents, a lot of respect for those guys. I really try to, I really try to put as much effort as I can to be in the same room with these guys as much as possible, because I feel like when you do something like that, you really, you can pull so much from people when you're just sitting at the same table as them. And these guys are fantastic at what they do, you know? And so those are the main people I would say right now. And I think things change, people change, you know, you do different things, but definitely right now, those are the guys that I try to surround myself with as much as possible.
That's wonderful.
Awesome. Cool. And so you've written a couple of books yourself. I mean, you're no lazy slouch, you know,
right?
Couch potato. You've written a couple of books. One was called Take Action, Building a Business with the Right Mindset and Foundation. The other one, your first book, was called The Blueprint Strategies to Building a Successful Real Estate Business. Why did you write those books, David?
Honestly, I felt like the first one, I met a lot of agents who went to real estate school, and you and I both know very well that you go to real estate school and you come out with a license and you still have absolutely no idea what to do. And so I wanted to write a strategy book. I wanted to write a book that gave you some foundation work. Very simple things you could do, 90-minute read to just get your business going. But then I realized that I was teaching people how to get their business going. They weren't going, and they weren't going because they knew what to do, but they wouldn't take action. And I call it the Tony Robbins effect, right? Like, people will go to a Tony Robbins 3-day seminar. They will scream, they will shout, they will jump on chairs, they will make friends, they will make promises to themselves, they will walk on fire. And then as soon as they leave, they do a brain dump and they don't take action in their lives. And then the next time Tony Robbins is in town, Tony Robbins effect kicks in and they pay again and they go again, and then they do it again. So a small percentage of people, the ones that actually take action in their life and business, are the ones who become super successful. And my wife laughs at me because she's like, you're the king of taking action. Like, you come up with an idea and all of a sudden I come home and you've built a whole new business, you know? So she's like, and that's where I'm at right now. And now I'm actually writing my third book, which is all about failure, believe it or not.
And what prompted you to write your third book, especially all about failure, David?
Because I don't believe in the concept of failing forward. That's and I want you to hear me out here. If we go through all the thoughts of believing in the secret and the power of attraction and the power of thought and the power of words specifically, what we say out loud becomes reality, right? If we keep saying stupid things like fail forward, then we'll just continue to fail consistently. And I think we're raising an entire generation of people who think it's actually okay to go into a business with zero knowledge and fail because you'll learn something in the process. I think that's the dumbest thing in the world. And in my opinion, you only fail if you quit. If you absolutely quit, if you crawl into a corner and you just die, that's when failure happens. But if you have a hiccup in your business and you learn from it and you continue to move forward, is that really a failure? Can you really characterize that as a failure? At our company, we're not allowed to say the word fail. We say hiccup. So when somebody comes up to me and they have like a contract in their hands or something's really, really wrong, they look at me, they think for a second, they go, hey, I got a hiccup, I need some help. And that for me has changed the mindset of the people around me or the people that are working with me, because I refuse to believe that it's okay for us to fail. Why do we accept that? So my first question to people is, all right, are you, and let's say here in America, right? Are you American? Yes, you are. Like, I'll ask you guys, are you guys Americans?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Do you believe in our military and that it keeps you safe?
Yes.
Yes.
What if the Marine Corps' motto was fail forward?
That'd be ugly.
Yeah, it wouldn't be very good.
How safe would you feel, right? How safe would you feel if four guys rappelled out of a helicopter with zero freaking clue what they're doing, went into an ambush, all died, and the general back? We learned the lesson today, didn't we? It doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm literally like knee deep into this And my hope is to at least change some people's mentality and in the fact that no, you're not allowed to fail. You're not allowed to fail. And if you do fail, you quit. That's it. You quit. I don't believe, like some people say, well, what if you get into a business and you fail at that business, so then you go and you create a new business? I go, that's not failure. Failing is you have a business, you fail at that business, and then you do nothing for the rest of your life. Like you just quit. That you become
Amen.
depressed, you crawl into a corner, you're done.
Yeah. Well, that's really deep, man. Let's see if we can get a little further inside the 5.5 inches between your company's ears. Tell me, what's the culture like in your office?
Yeah, I love our culture. Our culture is very family-like. We have a very collaborative culture, and that's big for me. That's always been big for me. We built our office around that. We wanted to have open space, open environment. We wanted to be collaborative and collective. We made it very clear to people, if you're the type of person that's going to talk crap about somebody else or be negative mindset, you don't belong here. We will fire you on the spot. We don't need you for a number of person. We don't need cancerous people in our office. Like what we want is people who want to push each other forward. So thankfully, a couple hundred agents in 3 offices, everyone, if you're wearing a Kurz hat, man, or a Kurz t-shirt, and they see you in the street, hey, you're with Kurz, and we've become known as that collaborative environment. And we even take it as far as into other brokerages. Hey, you work for another brokerage, you need help with something, we've got you. Look, in my opinion, it just betters everyone, and it betters our community, our real estate community.
So when you were looking at a distance at EXP, how did EXP's culture and core values fit with yours?
So the biggest piece that really attracted me was the piece of knowing that I can collaborate with people like you, with people like Sean Kokoska, with people on the West Coast, on the East Coast, in the Midwest, on the up Northeast, and the Northwest. It didn't matter where the EXP agents were. People wanted to collaborate. They were super happy to help each other. And I remember one of my first questions being, okay, guys, like I was talking to Gene Frederick and Kevin Cottrell, and I said, guys, there's going to be fights about, hey, I spoke to that person first. Why did they go into another person's line? And he said, you know what? Yeah, there is going to be. But what you'll find more of is massive collaboration. For instance, you're going to be called upon sometimes to come out and speak at somebody else's event that has nothing to do with your downline, doesn't benefit you in direct monetary way whatsoever. And you're going to do it. You know why? Because it's our culture. And I said to myself, man, I've been trying to create that within my own community. I've been able to do it within the indie broker network kind of setup. I helped build a Facebook group of 1,000 indie broker network or indie brokers around the country. But in my own backyard, I had the hardest time collaborating with other brokers. And it's almost like they're afraid, like, oh no, if I collaborate with you and I tell you my secrets, you'll take all the business. And I think that's the biggest load of crap ever. You ask me what we do to be successful, I'll tell you what we do to be successful. The only thing I ask is that if you do it better than me, give me a proper reach around. That's it. That's it. And so I found that with EXP, 24,000 or however many thousand agents it is right now, the ability to be able to collaborate with other people around the country, to be able to ask people, I just had an interview the other day, and guy, $400 million in sales and 1,100 homes sold. And I said, listen, when we hang up with this interview, I just want to pick your brain because I have a team too. So, I want to get to 1,100 homes at 400 million,
Amen. Yeah. So this really is, the 24,000 musketeers, right? One for all and all for one.
Yeah.
That's what we like to
No
say.
kidding.
I think C3's got a quick question for you, David, before we run out of time here.
Yeah, even though we're almost out of time here, I got one more thing for you. So for the audience out there, what's one thing that most people don't know about you? What's one thing that is kind of a good character or a good thing that would you say defines yourself that most people don't know?
That's a good question. I really don't know how to answer that. I'm on social media so much. I feel like everybody knows everything about me.
Oh, there's got to be something that people don't know about you,
Man.
David. Come on, spill it out here, man.
I don't know, man. I'll tell you that I love to work. I love our industry and I love to work. I spend a lot of time doing it. I think one of the things that people may not know about me is that I really am a lazy family man at heart. And I hate to say that out loud, but I'm like a lazy family man at heart. Like I will put in 13, 14-hour days like no one else does. I've got a hell of a work ethic, but man, do I love those moments when I come home, sit on the couch, turn on the TV, hang out with my kids and my wife. And that's probably something nobody knows about me because I don't really publicize that. I don't really publicize the fact that I sit on a couch and watch TV. The world thinks that I'm just a machine and I keep going. My assistant asks me all the time. He's like, "Dude, what are you on? Like, how do I get some? But it's like it's just me. It's my nature, man. I feel unproductive if I'm not doing anything. But if I'm sitting next to my wife and on a couch, I'm good there. I love it there. I'm good.
Man, you're so authentic, David. I'll tell you, I don't think anybody is going to ever question your drive and your energy. So don't worry about that. So I've got one here, David. Let me ask you this one. This one's going to go deep here, but for what do you most want to be remembered?
Oh man, I have a real passion for speaking on stages and leaving people with value. Like that's such a passion for me. So if I get remembered for anything, I want to be remembered by everyone for leaving them with something. And I know that may sound even vague, but I want everyone that ever sits in front of me to be able to walk away and say, man, Dave left me with something that changed my life. If I could help people like that, like even if you think about my book and the idea of not failing and the idea of not accepting failure in your life, like those little simple things right there, that's huge. That to be able to give to people just knowledge, to be able to give it to them and allow them to succeed in their own lives. And just one thing, nothing empowers me more than when somebody comes up to me and says, Dave, I saw you 2 years ago somewhere and you said this and it changed my whole life. And that drives me insane. That drives me more than anything in the whole world. So if I get remembered for anything, I would love to be remembered for being able to help a lot of people.
Well, we appreciate your contribution and look forward to your continuing contribution in your new home, David, here at EXP. So what question did we not ask you that we should have today?
Ah, man, I'm not sure. It's your interview, babe.
I just want to make sure we cover the bases.
We covered a lot of stuff. I would say, anyone that's looking to make a move to EXP Realty and looking to make a difference in their businesses, they really need to explore the opportunity. And for the, I don't know that EXP itself at this time has had the amount of experience that they just acquired by moving 200 people over, right? I would say, if you're an indie broker and you have 200, 300 people in there, it is possible and it is worth it. And I think one of the questions that you may have missed is, was it worth it? And I think it is worth it. I think when you do the dollar and cents, even dollar cents, collaboration, creativeness, technology, everything just comes into play. It makes so much sense for an indie broker to make a move like this. And I'm happy to be one of the pioneers of that,
Well,
at this size.
We appreciate that. Yeah. Would you come back in maybe 6 months and tell us how much it's worth?
Oh, heck yeah. I'd love to. I'd love to.
Hey, David,
hopefully 6 months from now, I'll be sharing my Rev Share pages and going, hey guys, check it out.
Yeah, there you go. David, if somebody did want to reach you, somebody watching the show today, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Easy, man. My cell phone number, 786-299-2532. or you can check out my website, davidadamkurz.com. And it's the same for all social media platforms, David Adam Kurz. Google me,
Wow.
YouTube me. I'm all over the place. I got about a couple hundred videos on YouTube. Just enjoy. Lots of great stuff on there.
Well, man, we sure appreciate giving your cell phone number out here, your authenticity. Yeah. You're such a great asset, not only to our company, but to the industry, and such a pleasure to have you on the show today, David. Thank you. I want to wish you Godspeed on your journey there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm absolutely honored to be asked to be on the show, honestly, and thank you so much for having me.
Yes, well, safe travels to you, your wife, and your family there, and we'll look forward to seeing you in Orlando in April. If you could save us a spot at the bar there, we'll buy you a cold adult beverage. How's that?
That'd be fantastic.
All right, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, many thanks to David Kurz today. Thank you, Sweet Tea, back in the control room back there. You
got it.
We sure appreciate your guidance, man, as always, pulling that one off from the middle of nowhere in northern Florida. Great job back there.
How does he do it?
Yeah, how does he do it? That's right. Thank you, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, again, hearts, love us. If you would, please, little thumbs up, and we'll save you a seat, leave a light on next week, same time, same bat station. You guys have a great rest of your week.